Hey there, in this video, we are going to use Siteground to get our hosting package and install our WordPress. So in order to do that, we are going to go over to siteground.com, and here's the address up here. And you'll get to this page, and what we want is we want this one that says WordPress hosting, okay? So we're going to hit Get Started. And that'll take us to their menu of services. And what we're looking for is we're looking for something that is going to, first of all, obviously it's going to have WordPress on it. But second of all, I want to make sure it is something called a free Ssl certificate. And what that is, that it will allow our site to be secure. And of course, we do want a secure site because eventually we're going to be able to sell our courses, and we want to be able to accept credit cards. So let me just hover over Startup and Essential WordPress. Now, if I move over see, something changes. But if you look down, let's say 1, 2, 3, down below it says free SSL and HTTPS. Okay, that's what we want. Okay. So we want to make sure whatever we're going to do, whatever package we're going to do, we want to make sure we have a free one, because to buy it separately, it can get, it's just an added expense that you really don't want to take. And a lot of these companies do offer them for free if you sign up for their hosting, which is awesome. Okay, so this one starts at $3.95. Now you can go up. This one has, for one website. These are unlimited websites. Listen, if you're just starting out, this is great because you can grow into it. But let's start out with the most economical. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down and say Get Plan. And I'm going to choose a domain, okay? I have a lot of domains in my business for various reasons that I use, and a lot of demo domains and a lot of ones that actually have stuff attached to it. But again, a lot of demo ones that I use for teaching. So they're really super inexpensive. Look at this. There's about $16 a year. It's, a buck and change a month. I highly recommend doing it if you want to test out, especially for working through this 4-week workshop. So I'm going to say register a domain. Okay, so now I'm going to say Lady Course Creators. Now I already have the .com, so I'm going to see if they have a .net or .info. Let's see, what can I use? Okay, here's one, .net. So what I'm looking for is ladycoursecreators.net. Now this one for some reason jacked up to about $18 a year. I don't care. It's still not going to break the budget, and it's really beneficial. Just to show you how to do this. Okay, so I'm going to hit proceed. Okay, this will bring you to your congratulations page. All right, and here is where we're going to set up all of our account information. We're going to select an email, choose your password, fill out your name and address, and then we're going to fill out our payment information, and we're going to get down to our hosting services, and we're going to select how long we want the hosting package. Now, let's be honest, we're not going to do a trial for 1 month. Let's at least believe in ourselves that we're going to do at least 12 months in this hosting package. I know I am. I know it's a temporary domain or one that I'm just going to be using for tutorial purposes like this. But if you go, the more further out you go, the more you commit to a hosting package in terms of length, the cheaper it will be a year. So right now at 36 months, you're going to bill out, it's going to be $142 that they're going to want now. Looks like, let me just see if I did 24 months, how that changes. Okay, so you can do the math, but typically it's going to be a little bit more expensive if you're just doing 12 months versus 2 years or 3 years, okay? Now let's go down to extra services. So we have the domain registration, okay? So that's allowing us to use that domain name for a year. Now this is important. If we don't renew this registration, anybody can come in and claim that domain name, okay? So just be aware of that. So you're only going to have it for 1 year. Domain privacy, please check this. It's $12 a year. It basically keeps you out of, let's call it the phone book of web addresses. So if somebody wants to look up and say, gosh, who owns ladycoursecreators.net? Well, they're going to see a generic hosting company. They're not going to see my name, Susie Starkman, and my address. So that's important to me. I don't need people, understanding or what I'm doing in my business. So I'm going to click on that. So I've got my domain registration plus my domain privacy. So it's going to be about 18 plus 12. and that's billed out for a year. Okay, so now we're looking at $77.35. And of course, you're going to click off. Agree that you're to the terms and services. Sorry about that. You can decide if whether you want this or now, and you're going to hit pay now. Okay, so I will see you right after this registers. I'm going to put in my credit card number, and I will be right back. All right, so I entered my information and my credit card number, and this is the screen that you'll see once it has been processed. So you can, or you will receive a welcome email. It can take some time, it can take up to an hour, but we're going to go ahead and proceed to the customer area. It's going to bring us to this site, which just has some, like I said, some tips and suggestions. Their blog posts. Take some time if you want to get to know Siteground a little bit more. A lot of it is technical, and you really don't need it. But let's just take a look. We can go through websites and services, but for now, I just want to say, let's go ahead and set up a site. So it says create or migrate your website, ladycoursecreators.net. Start using your hosting by creating or migrating your first site in just a few easy steps. Why, thank you. I think I will. So we're going to go to Setup Site, and I'm not going to migrate a website. Let's not get into confusion. That's when you're swapping over a site. We are starting from scratch. So I'm going to say Select. Then it says Choose an application. Well, what we want is WordPress. So I'm going to say Select. And here we're going to set up our login credentials. So I'm going to use my email address of hello@susystarkman.com. And I'm going to enter a password and hit continue. Whoops, I seem to have not done a valid. So actually, I'm just going to let them generate a password for me. So then I know it's going to probably be a mixture of letters and numbers and special characters. So you can always save this somewhere, but I know it's going to be strong. They probably want a bunch of things. So I'm just going to let them set up my own password. So just hit generate. You can say copy or do whatever, okay? But just do it like that. Then you know it's going to be strong. And I'll get into, you might have a place where you store all your passwords. That's if you click on this icon, which I won't. But if you click on it, you'll see the actual password. And you can just copy that and paste it to wherever you like to keep your passwords. Okay, then hit continue. Now, here is the SG Site Scanner, okay? It's a monitoring service. It's another level of security. Right now, for this purpose, I'm not going to get it. Again, this is just for tutorial purposes, so I'm just going to hit finish. Now it's creating my site. Okay, so after waiting a minute or so, I'm getting this error that said site creation is taking longer than usual. Now, this is a fault on my end, or actually not my end. The Wi-Fi in my office can be a little bit dicey, so hopefully where you are right now, you're going to be able to have it up and running instantly, okay? So what I'm going to do is it's going to be sending me a confirmation email once it's automatically installed. And when I get that, I will jump right back here and we will continue. Okay, see you in a minute. All right, I'm back. So I waited about a minute or so, and then I went to my email and I found a email from Siteground. My site was ready to go. All I did was have to click on a link. Basically, you may have already gotten to this place, but for those of us like me that had slow internet, just go to my.siteground.com, okay? And we're going to be back on this page where we've seen before. We've seen the posts and a little bit more information with the tips and suggestions. And all you need to do is go to websites, okay? And here's my website that we just created, ladycoursecreators.net. Now, down below, you'll see some extras. We're not going to use them right now, although we do have the encrypt all data transmission to protect. All right, let's go ahead and do this now because there is a free option. So I'm going to hit add. Okay, and then we're going to go see Let's Encrypt Ssl. And you could read through all of this. It gets really geeky. And go down here, and it says ladycoursecreators.net. We want to make sure that that's what it is. And we're going to hit activate. Okay, so now we are here. It says install new SSL. Oops, sorry. We're going to do I believe it was the Let's Encrypt. That was the free one, okay? I'm going to hit get. Fantastic. Now, it took me about a minute or so. Again, it depends on your internet speed. But it says Let's Encrypt is installed for ladycoursecreators.net. Now, let's go up here and go back to my account. Okay. And we're going to go to Websites. Okay. Now, here we are back to ladycoursecreators.net. And we can go to the WordPress kit, site tools. There's a couple of things we can do. Or we can just use this sort of icon that should take us right to it. All right, here it is. Okay, not much is going on here, okay? But this is your WordPress, all right? Now, if we go to My WordPress and hit Dashboard, you'll be ready to go, okay? This is where you should be. Let's review what we just did in this lesson. We went to Siteground.com. We selected a new domain for relatively very little money per month. We also selected a hosting, the beginner hosting package. Again, very, very, very inexpensive per month. And we added the free SSL, okay? So we've done those three things, and now it has brought us to our WordPress dashboard. That's it. That's how you create all this using Siteground.com. I'll see you in the next video.